Sup guys, I'm Rusty Man and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, where we are probably just gonna need to get some rest because we are actually very weary. We have no health. We should probably get our health back before we go out and just try to investigate some things more in case we start a fight and die, because I can see that happening. Nice and dry in here. Nice and dry in here. What about the bartender?
Hail, traveler.
Oh, greetings and welcome to the Black Hound Inn. The innkeeper bows her head curtly. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have two available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of good meals today. She sighs. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. I'd like a room. I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for good work? I could see what you have for sale. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. I'd like a room, please. Of course. We'll keep them nice and tidy. Ooh, we can actually choose what we want here. The common room? No. Actually, yeah, we'll go with the common. Rest in the common room? Yes. Okay. Oh, what is this? Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of the Gilded Vale's gallows trees, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like a moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty behind us, a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating in your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets as your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, only to confirm she is truly dead. Okay, but hey, we're back up to full health and everything.
Greetings.
So that's a good thing. Hello again. Anything I can do for you? We still have open rooms. Okay. I'd like to see if we can get some help. Looking for work. Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. You want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. No adventurers available. Awesome. Recruit adventurers. What do we got here? This is the store. Party management. Okay, so I can actually, okay, that's cool. I can actually manage stuff. Alright, well, let's see. Can I sell any of this? I can. Can I just click it? What just happened to it? Oh, if I just double click it, it'll go. Okay, cool. Leather armor. Keep the wolf hide just in case. We can sell this. Actually, get rid of some of these bows. What about my stash? Keep the poleaxe just in case. Stiletto. The club. Alright, so we just made some nice penny. Is there anything in here going on that we need to know about? It's a villager. Oh, here he is. This is that guy.
Good day to you.
Don't know who you are, and I don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Olaf narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. I saw you outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies himself a meddler, eh? What's this about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's the king of the town, on account he's got the mill to his name. Dwarf jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for what the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off! Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Maybe I can go talk to him for you. What are you doing in here then? What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? I'm gonna try that. He's a dwarf after all, right? Dwarves like drinking, right? Sweater considers it briefly. He looks up at you. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats and maybe I'll feel up to trading words.
Hail and well met.
You again. What do you want now? Okay. I'll be going. See if I can go talk to her, I guess. Maybe she can get him a...
How do you do?
Hello again. I'd like to buy a round for my fine fellows over there. Fine fellows? You're having me on? Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from this inn entirely. The innkeeper frowns. Until then, 6 copper pieces for the lot. Here you are. Right, then, yeah. 3 drinks and 3 fools. Or 3 fools. Just take care of them. They're a hot-tempered bunch. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's get over here.
I do.
You again. I brought the drinks. So you have. By the flame. Never thought I'd be happy for a mug of the Blackhound shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright. Then you got my attention. What is it you got to say? It's worth a round of drinks. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Afra pay half what we do. Dwarf size. And maybe we've been a bit rough on them, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve. What do you think Trumba's going to be sorry about when we do? And do you think Trumba's going to be sorry about it when we do? Man, I could... You have a drunken menace when I'm putting you down. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could, ask some other villagers for help. Swinner eyes you from a long moments, drinking deep. Then he sighs, "You're right. Things go on like they are. We are going to end up hanging from the tree out there." He looks to his comrades. "Tell Trumba we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now. If the crop's failing, haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs another hand for the end? Maybe. Maybe she does. I don't know. Should I go find out for you? I'll go find out for you, right?
Good day to you.
Hello again. Okay. I'd like to know more about Blackhound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Blackhound's fairly new. We got a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound? Still sitting upstairs, pining after him, poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow, she laughs. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's worth it so far. Alright. Okay, so where's the stairs at? I want to go upstairs. Maybe even check out what these guys are doing. They look kind of dashing and daring. Storm Brightblade, really? Strom Brightblade? Wait a minute, Strom Brightblade. Why does that name sound so familiar? Isn't that... No, that's Strum, not Storm. Strum. What was that? Strum Brightblade? Isn't that from, that Dragonlance? I think that's Dragonlance. Anyways, as you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from his past seem to call out to you. Reach out to the soul! See a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction of use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are. He takes his place about 200 feet away, carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does. Unless the arrow fly, it hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boards, talking about the proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. Noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boy spins, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There's a sudden explosive movement from the undergrowth as deep deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a notched arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses his last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind his shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Okay, what about her? Selnia Vertevio. Whatever. As you near, you feel a vibrant history containing the essence of this woman's soul. Reach out. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to one side, considering. She begins to repack, one item after the other, careful with deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking works until she empties it but once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything in she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him in the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to anyone who will listen. Anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Okay, that was kind of depressing. And who are you then? Another fool come to answer Redrick's invitation? Our great lord had my sister run out of town after that buoy was born. After that boy. I guess it means boy, but he's drunk. She was the only family I had left. Not sure where she is now. Blazes, I need another drink. Okay. Alright, let's go up. I want to go see what this dog is. I want to go see what's up with the dog. Alright, what do we got here? Grab a drink, friend. Not much else worth in this town, says the woman from the Thane. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention the Thane. I just heard some knocking around. What's going on?
I'll see what I can find.
Let's stealth around just in case. What is this? History. Okay, it's just actually history. Okay, but we got some lockpicks. Probably gonna take that. And do we have anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Oh my god, are all these souls? You see an emancipated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols on the scroll. The child does not flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, then twitches, growing into convulsive shakes. The fuck? Okay. Shane shakes Malaran. That's fucked up, man. Alright. Engineer, you feel a vibrant history containing this lesson? You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. Bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, and fists and feet, with no end in sight, and he is in his element. I can read. Promise. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, crackling. The trio position themselves in three parts of the room, when with a terse nod they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming, something in his eyes burning brightly, and all three slump to the ground in agony. That's all in their mind. The military man bows to the room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistle trailing behind him. What the fuck? I guess it's a monk or a paladin? I don't know. As you near, you feel a vibrant history. Sila Aman, you see a long, empty road cutting through the two large crops field. The air is silent and the land is too still. Near that from this woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse. Cautiously looking around, she seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles as she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again. Still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word, fire. She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hands up to block the sun in her eyes and scans the fields again. Not finding what she was looking for, she jumps onto her horse's back, with fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around the trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's house. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. Okay. Some really depressing shit going on here. Please leave me be. I am full of sickness with this. I've seen this place, okay. That's cool. 2 mechanics or 3 lockpicks. What is this? 10 Years of Dawn. Another book.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll see what I can find. Okay, it's locked.
Yes.
Yes. What's in here? Ooh, what's in this room? I do tell. Show me the mysteries of this room. Oh, man. Oh. It's just a porch. Who is this guy? No one. Alright. Well, we can go tell Trumbull, the mill guy, that we took care of his issue for him. Hopefully, anyways. We'll find out if that'll come back to bite us in the ass or not. It may or may not. I don't know. Who is that? Oh, look. She's just chilling out in a weird area. Alright, let's go in. See if we can solve this issue real quick.
Welcome.
Trumbull nods a quick greeting. You're back. Have you had any luck? I spoke to Swearner. Trumbull takes you for the hand. What did he say? I convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why? That's... Really? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with a drink half the time. I owe you a great debt here. He pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings. To show my appreciation, you can be sure I'll let everyone know that you've done for me. You've earned a reputation. Reputation can be held, blah, blah, blah. Eastern factions in the Eastern Reach. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. Okay, yeah, just basic stuff. Alright, keep it. You're having hard times enough. Should I do that? Would I do that? I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. You're a generous soul, friend. I'll have you to thank for making it through this coming year. Safe travels. May you find favor with the gods. Damn right. I am gonna find favor with the gods because I'm such a kind-hearted soul. Right? Right? Right, guys? Say yes. The answer you should look for in the comments below is yes. You are a kind-hearted soul who is not gonna murder this entire town. Maybe. I don't know. Guess we'll have to find out what happens when we go talk to the Roderick feller. Careful of you at east. Okay, yeah, we've already heard about that one. What's in here? The blacksmith? That's what that looked like. I'm just walking around right now, just discovering some stuff out. This is a Mao, whatever. He offers you a broad smile. Welcome. First new face I've seen in quite a while. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? That is it. Been here for near 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years, good luck and bad. Tautana glances at the guards standing watch along the wall, but the black armor smithy remains. What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer you, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. Show me what you got. What happened? We'll say what happened. We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near a week or no now, and haven't seen any sign of it. I have to expect it was hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. All my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, so to make some coin. Tonto snorts, as if that law would be dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situation in the village like this, and the exodus of the city has created too many opportunities for the unscrupulous sorts. Tonto clutches his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for my supply wagon, or my shipments at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace Lord Roderick. Tonto glances at the nearby guard, and that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for our riders. We just don't have the iron. I'll see them back safe and sound. I'd appreciate you trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll give you much more to offer. And I'll have much more to offer you. A discount to start. And if you do find my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. I'm probably gonna find their bodies. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, I don't really want to do this. See a man crouching. She does not speak as he approaches. His mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits and coys and tempting with agonizing slowness as he is before her. Then something changes. Black eyes with hate. He grabs a grimoire. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but there is something you can do to see. Okay, interesting, whatever. See a group of adventurers. They rephrase the battlefield changes. Allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the zone troops. Huh. Some really cool stuff. I'm not going to read all these just because they're starting to get really long. And there's apparently a lot of them. So that's the guard. What is that? Apprentice? Do you have anything to say? Nothing. What about you, commoner? Alright, let's just go. Alright, so we have another quest to take on. That's good. Maybe. Or it's not. I don't know. Guess we'll find out, right? It's either good or bad. Let's go check out the map. So, what is this? Road East, Black Hammer, the windmill. Is that? Alright, let's go to that house. That house actually has a name on it. Let's see, what's in this house? What's in the house? What's in the house? Ingrid, this man and woman appear to have been in deep conversation, working at close to bulging satchels. They move to embrace till the woman notices you approach and pauses, her smile faltering.
Well met, friend.
Nothing costs. Yes. I think we met in the Valewood. I warned her about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you made it. Was there something else you wanted? Holy shit! He killed his friend. You two are in good spirits for people who've just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place. That's all. It cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband, I'm glad to be free of it. You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so, Ignored laughs. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and she looks at Nonton. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Nonton reaches to take her hand. It is time for new scenery. Is there anything you can tell me about the Gilded Vale? Ingrid smiles wryly. Only that you'll want to be moving as soon as you can. You have seen the tree, I imagine. But that's the rot. But the rot grows deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves, Nothing adds. Okay. Sure. I like how I can take stuff from people and they don't care. What do we got here? Yes, I'll be off. I just took some stuff out of your home, which you clearly killed your husband, sick bitch, and his friend there. Can I not kill these people? I want to murder these people. Can I do this? Can I do this thing they wish it of me? Ooh, beer and ale. Alright. Alright, what else do we have over here? Arfa's home. Blackhound Inn, the road west, the road south. Alright, we're gonna go over here. I want to go take a look at this house. Because his name was mentioned. I don't... Whoa, what is that? Those bandits? Hang on, go back. Oh no. These guys have weapons up here. What were they doing? Link. Reach out. See a small group of people weathered around the ruins. The woman slowly moves toward the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time, the boy doesn't even hear. He closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually, the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his eyes, his tear-filled eyes, and stares at her. She's all out a hand to him. He looks at it, seemingly confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out, takes his hand in hers, and leans down to help him stand. Okay. The Usurper. Okay, this sounds interesting. Zlox the Usurper. You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally, he bends to examine a leaf up close. He's intent on what he is doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand, he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears him approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was inspecting. His face breaks into a smile, and he opens his arms to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through the stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to his side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plants below the men. As the first man crumbles to his knees, the second pulls the sword out, a tear slowly falling down the cheek of his still smiling face. Okay. Some fucked up shit we got going on in this game, man. Okay, what is going on in this crazy fucked up house? Holy crap. Alright. Arufu. A deer to... Is it Deerwooden woman standing in front of the fireplace is humming a quiet tune to herself. Perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Well met, friend.
Yes, well, finally. I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I just arrived in Vale. Thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Odima's by chance. You knew Odima? Well, no more than most here, I'd say. He doesn't usually come this way, but they say he's a reliable little fellow. She pauses, brow furrowing. Wait, why did you say new? I'm sorry, but the caravan was attacked. I was the only one to survive. Arufu covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she manages nothing but a strangled, voiceless grasp, gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Calissa was almost certain she could take on any danger. Arufu sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she was gone. I only called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Arufu's face crumples and solitary tears lay down her cheek. Why'd you send Calissa? Please don't cry. Maybe I can help. Yeah, I'll say that. Please don't cry. Maybe I can help. Afra? I'm gonna say it's Afra. It looks at you with some surprise, quite before dabbling at her nose with a sleeve. It's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I can impose this on you. It's not a small favor. She wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Calissa as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in the Guild of Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Roderick, he exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. She sniffs. With my Hathor gone, I don't know if I'd be managed if I lost my home too. Calissa would help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent the child from being hollowborn. But she moved south to Anglos Compass 2 seasons ago. This journey is too far for me. I can't make it. I can't make it as I am. But I don't have anyone else now. With Calissa gone, more tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? I'll find her. Alpha blinks eyes wide. You will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you this coin to pay her with. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm starting to get really tired, so I'm starting to really screw up reading here. Okay. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink that she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure. But it shouldn't be too much burden. Anglos Compass is what you call a lagoon to the south. Sure have to cross the wilds to get there. Okay. God, it's actually getting really hard. Okay, I'm going to have to end the episode after this. This is what keeps me from trying to myself. Keeps me from trying it myself. My God. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again. Truly, you'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach and smiling through the tears. Okay. So we have another quest we can talk. This worn dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Celtic Sea. There's an illustration of a vast, fine Leviathan. Thin Leviathan. What do you think you're doing? Nothing?
Greetings.
Nothing? What the hell? I stole from somebody else and they didn't care. Okay, so now, okay, we can, yes, stealing is bad. Got it. Yeah. Sorry. If I had known, I wouldn't have done it. All right, anyways. That, guys, ooh. Lost a little bit of the sound there. Interesting. We lost the rain in the environment sound. Anyways, with that, guys, I'm going to end this episode right here. We'll come back. We'll actually start to do some of these quests we just picked up, and maybe we can figure out what's going on with this blighted town of just disgusting bullshit that's going on. Yeah. There's definitely some shit going down. So I'm looking forward to finding out what's going on and seeing if I can fix it and or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I can do something else. With that, I am out. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Pillar of Eternity. If you're new to the channel, check the playlist down below. You can get the episode 0 from character creation to now. Guess what a guess way to say that. Anyways, I'm getting really tired, so I'm out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.